Hello and welcome to this third lesson in a series of English touring operas at home series of singing lessons. Today it is all about being a tenor, what that means, some of the pitfalls, what we can do better, and some of the tips I have for you in your life as you go forward singing in choirs and also on your own as a tenor. Hopefully over the next 20 or 25 minutes or so you'll pick up some really useful tips and also be reminded of some of the other things we've done in lessons, and you'll be able to go forward with confidence as choirs start to meet again and as we all get singing together again. So please join me on this little journey through the life of a tenor. What are the major things about being a tenor? Well, we can all think of those famous three tenors, Pavarotti, Domingo, and who was the third one? Carreras. And often in choirs there are jokes about tenors being loud or being confident, but we have to look at the music and see what actually is required of tenors. Often in pieces there are important harmony moments, but also more than occasionally tenors are required to sort of step up with important sort of solo lines that come out, important high notes, important fast notes, and in our job as a tenor, it's important that we have the confidence to do all those things and also to step back when we need to as well. So today I'm going to do a little bit about how we can balance the registers of our voice, how we can sing high with more ease, but also how we can sing low with more ease, and how we can do those fast notes with ease, and how we can step out the texture better and then step back into the harmony of the choral setting with ease as well. So hopefully things that I suggest today won't be brand new to you, but might just remind you about some of the techniques that we as tenors really need to use to be as useful to our choir masters and our colleagues as we can. Registers. What do I mean by registers? Well, you might have heard people talking a bit about chest voice and head voice. Well, acoustically and resonance speaking, the voice likes to sit in different places depending on where we are in our range. It's the same when you look at a piano, particularly a grand piano. You see there's different shapes and there's different lengths of string and chord within the instrument for different heights of notes to resonate in different ways. Now that's the same in us physically, and it's the same with the vocal cords in here. And a useful exercise to help you not stick your voice in one register but be flexible between all of them is to have your hand on your chest. I just want you to do what we call a siren. So siren does sort of what it says on the tin. You make a siren noise, but much wider register range than you would hear on a police car. We go from the middle of our voice. So for us as tenors, we might say that's an A below middle C on a piano. Ah. And very quietly, I want you to have your hand on your chest and I want you to feel the buzz as it goes down. Can you try that for me? Maybe pause the video. How was that? Did you feel the hand buzzing in your chest, buzzing underneath your hand? I hope so. Now try going the other way. And what I want you to feel is no more pressure of air. I want you to that really quiet sound. But I want you to feel that the sound wants to travel up here for the sort of center of the resonance area, and then come back here when you do that A again. So what I mean is something like this. Would you like to try that? Maybe pause the video. Okay. Hopefully what you feel when you go up quietly like that is that the center of the sound moves from feeling buzzy here to sort of having a suggestion of a buzz here, but actually the sound, the center of that creation is up here, and then it comes back down. Now I like to think of there being a sort of train line from the middle of my chest that goes through and then up through the back of my neck, up and up through the back of my head. And the train line is the sort of center of every note that we sing. And if you think of it like that, then each note has a point on that, a sort of train station, as it were. And to help visualize that, I like to get my hand and I will sing from low to high, and I'll sort of show you what I mean by that train line. Let's go from a C, below middle C, so the bottom C in our register usually, in our range. See, I feel that really buzzy. Do you feel that? Do you see that? Give that a go yourself. Pause the video. Good. Did you feel the register change? Hopefully what you'll feel is that the center of the note just wants to buzz in slightly different places. If we keep it in one place, what happens is that where the note really is happy to resonate is not where we are keeping the note. So what happens is that you get an imbalance of the note. And I'll show you. This is me trying to keep the note in the chest, but actually, if the train station for, let's say, an E above middle C is up here, but I'm trying to keep it resonating here, what you get is a real sort of battle between your body and the voice and resonance and balance of your instrument, and it's really difficult. I'll show you what I mean. So this is a really chesty sound. Now what you hear there is a really overly weighted sort of pulled down sound that's trying to resonate in the chest all the time. Up on that E, what I really need is for the resonance and the balance to be more around here, where that train station is. So I'm going to try that again, but I'm not going to try and hold it down. And actually, to help, I'm going to cover my ears so that all I want to sing, all I want to hear is just that central train line that goes through. And the resonance and buzz around the sound that we hear when our ears aren't covered will just balance out naturally. I'll show you what I mean. Now that for me is a completely different sound. It's physically much easier to do. And I know from having done it lots of times before that actually that E has a balance of upper resonance and lower resonance. And actually the whole time we sing, we are balancing these things. And when we sing really high, there's a lot of the upper resonances and lots of the sparkle of the upper voice. And when we sing low, that flips around to the other side. So I actually like to think of it as a bit of a seesaw. So just for your enjoyment, I want you to do some scales, covering your ears and just being aware of that train line going through. And what I want you to do is do it once covering your ears and then once not covering your ears. So a bit like this. Okay. Now do that and go up in a scale, so maybe start on a C, a 9-note scale from C, and then C sharp, D, maybe E, F if you want. We don't want to go too high necessarily. If you want to go much higher, you can do. But what I really want you to do is remember some of the earlier work we did. We're splat breathing, we're releasing the breath, it's nice and easy, and it's traveling, the air is traveling all the time. And what you're doing is you're allowing the sort of center of the note to travel between the registers, between areas of where it wants to resonate most in your body. Okay. You pause the video, try some of those scales, covering your ears and then uncovered, and then I'll come back to you with some more exercises. So a little really helpful exercise for you to help balance going through registers and going from high to low is the seesaw. So I want you to consider maybe choosing your right hand as the chest voice and your left hand as high resonances, maybe what you want to call your head voice. So low and high. And I want you to do some scales again, but I want you to balance. Okay, low, high. And as we get higher, the high hand comes up. And as we get lower, the low hand comes up. So a bit like this. Okay. So what I'm doing is, this is representing this really buzzy area, and this hand is representing this as a buzzing area. And as we go between low to high, the balance of those things changes. So actually, when we're in the middle of the voice, there is a sort of equilibrium between the chest and the head. And as we get higher, the chest sort of, where that resonance is happening, becomes further away from where the center of the note is, which means that we do get an echo of it, and we get a sort of suggestion that the chest resonance is happening, but it's not there as a sort of key feature. So I want you to get an E flat for me, and your hands like this, and because it's an E flat, it's towards the bottom, we have more of a chest. So start like this, with a V maybe. V, va. Okay. Now try that yourself. Maybe before you pause the video, I want you to try that with scales again, but no covering your ears this time. I just want you to go from low to high and just change the balance. Okay? Pause the video now. How was that for you? Hopefully that was useful. And what I want to talk about now is actually what that means for taking it into music. So if you carry too much chest voice up, what you create is a voice that is overly weighted, probably inflexible. You probably can't get louder and softer very much, and you can't do coloratura so much, so fast notes. Now, within a choir setting, within all singing, what we want is to be able to sing louder and softer than ever, and higher and lower than ever, and with all the different colours we want, and faster and slower. Now, what we need for that is flexibility between registers, flexibility of support, which we did a bit of work with that, with the breathing beforehand, and this sense that the notes can easily move between registers. So having done the scale of it, I now want you to do some jumps. We're just going to do fifths, and they're just going to be short notes, a bit like this. And your hands again are going to show you where the balance is. So, ah, 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 ah. Try that for me, pause the video. Okay, how was that? Good, maybe try it again and change the vowel. Maybe do an E. E, 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 E. Good. Now maybe try that yourself. Pause the video. Okay, how did you find the E compared to the R? You might have found that the E is happier higher up and the R feels happier lower down. Now, some vowels are happier in different registers to other vowels. So some people might have spoken to you about vowel modification. That's something I don't try and talk about a lot, but the quality of an E vowel is particularly happy with those higher frequencies. the quality of a nice round R vowel is happy with the lower frequencies. So an interesting use of the seesaw is also adding in the R to E to R. So I want you to try this now. R, E, R. Try that for me. Okay. Now try it as a longer scale. So from a D below your middle C, so right near the bottom of your range. I want you to start to an R. In the middle go to air, and then E at the top, and then air, and then R. So a bit like this. Okay, try that for me. Pause the video. Good, how did you find that? Hopefully the E vowel and the R vowel just help direct you to a position of that upper resonance area and that lower resonance area. Another way of thinking about it is that low down is like a wide pipe on an organ, and high up is like those thin pipes on organs. And the difference is that low down we can have that width of feeling of the sound, and high up, ideally, it just feels like a narrower sound. So even when you want to sing loud up there, I want you to think of it as coming from that place of a narrow, but not tight, but sort of a taut sound that's really on a sort of narrow tunnel within those train stations, that train line. Okay, now maybe you should explore that a bit with some exercises, maybe do some more scales yourself, and I'm going to come back to you with some music to work on. So today I've introduced you to a few things, the registers and the seesaw to help you balance through the voice. Now how do you take that into the music that you work on and that you have to sing as a tenor? I'm going to give you a couple of examples. Firstly, if you go to Messiah, if you've got a copy of Messiah with you, or perhaps your choir has some copies you can borrow, I want you to go to number 12, For unto us a child is born, a child is born. And there is a phrase that has particular sort of attachment to tenors. And the government shall be upon his shoulder. And it goes a bit like this. And the government shall be upon his shoulder. Okay, and then it comes back later. And the government shall be upon his shoulder. Now that's the phrase, and fortunately for us, it goes from low to high, and it is a really good example of not trying to stay in one register too much. So I want you to take this phrase and do it really slowly. We'll do the first one. So this would be at the end, in the middle of bar 26 of For unto us a child is born. And we're going to do it slowly. And thy government shall be, is the phrase. And I want you to take the words out. I just want you to V, but a soft V. So not the, but we go R, va, va, soft V. And I want you to do this. Get your hands like a seesaw. Try that for me. I'll do it one more time. Okay. The reason we're doing the V is because if you use too much air, or if it's in the wrong register, it doesn't want to buzz. So it's a really good barometer as to whether we are tense or whether we're making it difficult for ourselves. Okay, try that for me. Good, pause the video and give it a go yourself. Good, now try this phrase. With a G natural, not the sharp that I did in the exercise. And what I want you to do is just to do it to R, but we're going to start with a V at the beginning. So a bit like this. And the air is moving all the time. And in your head, you have the seesaw happening. So constantly balancing between lower and higher. Okay, you get the idea? Now pause the video for me and try that yourself. Good, now try it with the words. And I'm going to just talk about one more thing, which is forehead and chin. What are not useful in any point in singing is to raise your eyebrows or to frown or to raise your chin. What those things do, excuse me, what those things do are cause tensions that are like sponges to the sound. So if you raise your eyebrows, you often cause some jaw tension, and any tension stops the potential for the resonance to be as free as possible and actually reduces the options for you to make a sound. So it just makes it more difficult for you to sing. When you frown, it's the same, and you'll feel this sort of bit of tension back here, and if ideally everything up here is relaxed and free, and that allows all the sound waves to be as free and flexible throughout your being as possible and create the most resonant voice possible. And anything that feels tense just acts like a wall to it. It's like, nope, that's not an option today. So suddenly you reduce the size of your voice and the ability of your voice to sing louder and softer. So I don't want you to do is to sing higher and raise your eyebrows, or sing higher and frown, or sing higher and go like this to sing higher. All those things make it more difficult. What you want to really feel like is that you are a puppet being held like this, the string up to the top of your head, and you can just sing and everything feels free. And it's all happening inside. I don't want to see you singing high. I don't want to be able to see you and go, yeah, that's a challenge. So do this phrase for me. And the government shall be upon his shoulder. Your turn. Pause the video and give it a go. Good. How was that? Now, one thing, the final thing, is I want you to think about this as a travelling forward always. Always, every single phrase we sing is a breath out, and it travels forward towards the end of the phrase. So we breathe in, like we have done from the first lesson. So you breathe in, and the whole phrase is, it's just a long breath out. So this time I want you to do it again. We're thinking of the seesaw, we're thinking of the registers going from lower to higher. We're making sure that our faces are relaxed, but I want you to think of it travelling. So either move your hand like this and it's tumbling forward the whole time, or sort of the magic finger, I want you to go on a journey with the finger as you're singing and you get to the end of the phrase and it finishes. So like this. And the government shall be upon his shoulder. Okay, I got the words wrong, but that's okay. You get the idea. Try that for me, and I will come back to you with some final thoughts. Thank you. What is coloratura, and how do we do it better? Well, in the Messiah, there's lots of coloratura. For unto us a child is and also in the John Passion, there's coloratura. Even in the first chorus, there's unser Herrscher. Lots of moments in these massively popular and wonderful pieces of music where we have to do fast notes. How do we improve these fast notes? Well, it's useful to think of the seesaw, so we don't stick in one register, so we don't go ha ha ha, once a ha sha. Ooh, that's all too much in the chest, so we have to have the flexibility between low and high, and this balancing happening as I've spoken about. But also, we want to make sure that we are clicking in to each note sort of efficiently. And one way of practicing that is to add doobie-doos. So imagine you're doing sort of some scats, some jazz singing, and it's all doobie-doobie-doobie-doobie-doo, doobie-doobie-doo. If you have a John Passion score with you, grab it for me. I just want you to go to the first chorus. And just the first phrase for tenor, we have hair, 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 unsa hair, sure. That's the phrase. I'm just singing it very quietly so you know which one I'm talking about. And I want you to take, after those three first notes, take that little bit, just 2 bars with the semiquavers, and I want you to do it to a doobie-doo slowly instead of doing it to the words. So like this. Doobie-doo, doobie-doo, dee, doobie-doobie, 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 doobie. Okay? I'll do that one more time. Doobie-doo, doobie-doobie, 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 doobie. I'm going to pause the video. Oh, you can. And you give that a go, okay? Pause. How was that? Now see if you can do that, but a little bit faster. So, doobie-doo, doobie-doobie, 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 doobie. Okay, even faster. Doobie-doo, doobie-doobie, 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 doobie. Now change it from doobie-doo to maybe a la. La 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 la. Okay? And we're keeping the air moving all the time. We're keeping free and relaxed. We're not raising our eyebrows. We're not raising our chin. Okay? It's just easy. We're singing like we're the swingle singers. Now I want you to take that and do it really slow but legato and no consonants at all. La. Okay, one more time. I'm going to pause it and let you do it. Okay, so we've done it legato and we've done it doobie-doobie-doo. And now we can go to the final version, which is the version we want to sing in rehearsal and in performance. Unser Herrscher. Okay, do you get the idea? That sort of foundation of building up to the phrase. And that's just a 2-bar phrase, but that sort of work throughout all the music that you're doing will really help you balance out, help you be as good a singer within the choir as you can be and a great team player. And hopefully some of those tips will have registered with you. And finally, I'm going to talk a little bit about enjoyment. So this little coda of the lesson is that you need to enjoy what you're doing. The last thing we want to do is see a phrase and go, oh, I can't sing that, or I'm glad someone next to me can sing that, or oh, they always say we sing too loudly, or that's too high, or it's too low, it's too fast. We have control over those things. It's a mentality thing partly. So having the confidence to say, actually, that's not too high, it's not too low, it's not too fast or too slow or loud. You're here to enjoy doing it. But actually, the enjoyment is so important because we want to tell a story to people in an audience, and we want to feel like we are a team of people telling a story. And songbirds are the animal. We love hearing songbirds. We love a blackbird in my garden just tweeting away, and you just think it has no cares in the world. It's amazing the sounds that it creates. And we really hear positivity through a voice. We hear it when people speak, and we also hear sadness and negativity and anger in voices. And when you sing with a positive feeling and with confidence, then it translates hugely into how your part in the choir fits in. So I want you to take some of the things I've done these last 3 lessons, and I want you to think about how that can help you improve, maybe just improve your confidence. Maybe it's about singing for 10 minutes each day, or about finding those difficult passages and breaking them down, about really getting to know your voice and where high notes resonate and where low notes resonate, and really connecting yourself physically to the breath out being the fuel to how we sing. Okay, I'm going to stop preaching. I hope that has been a useful lesson, and I look forward to joining you for the 4th and final lesson next time. Goodbye.